a big shot, unless we talking about hip-hop. Bad at TikTok, but I'll make movies like Hitchcock's. Challenge Mitch, you'll barely make it like trick shots. Check your wristwatch, it's time for you all to quit. Stop trying me. I'ma be honest, I'm pretty glad no labels eyeing me. I'm independent and I don't want nobody buying me.
All right, listen, we're gonna make this quick. Joker, Folie, Deux. I still don't even know, is it Folie, Deux? Folie, Deux? Yeah. Whatever it is, refer to the title, Folie, don't. I loved the first Joker film. I loved it. And it was funny because I thought everybody did. I think a lot of people did. But I learned over the years, especially when the sequel was announced, that there was a lot of people that I know who didn't like it because they didn't like the idea of having a Joker without Batman, or, you know, just having a different version of the Joker. They're really attached to the Heath Ledger Joker. They just really didn't like the idea of like the origin of the Joker. I was like, whatever. Like, I fully enjoy the movie. I didn't know what to expect going into it, and I left loving the movie. So when they announced the sequel, I was excited, just like most of us, right? And then when they announced that it was a musical, so I have mixed feelings when it comes to music in movies because I make music. I love music. I very much so appreciate music. I also love movies. So you would think adding the two together, I'd be like, this is perfect. But typically, almost 9 out of 10 times when something's a musical that you didn't expect to already be a musical, like something where they're taking a musical literally and turning it into a movie, like the Wicked thing, I'm scared because music can very easily destroy a movie, and that's exactly what happened in this movie. And actually, to be honest with you, I can't even really blame the music all that much because it also, without the music, wasn't a very good movie. Like, I remember I was sitting there thinking to myself halfway through the movie, like, nothing has happened. Like, nothing's happened. Nothing has moved forward yet. We have learned nothing else new about Arthur other than that he likes music. That's all we've learned, right? I'm really frustrated at the fact that, like, I'm almost upset that Lady Gaga is in the movie as Harley, because it felt like they wanted her to be a bigger part of the movie, but then like halfway through we're like, never mind, we don't want her to be as big a part of the movie. Like, I feel like they didn't utilize her well, other than for the singing, which the singing in and of itself in a vacuum was good singing, and like the way everything looked was good. Like, if this was just a one-off musical Joker thing that has nothing to do with the story, and they're just like, we're gonna make them sing some songs together, then maybe it would have been okay. I mean, I don't know why you would do that, who would see that. But it wasn't that. This was a sequel. This was a second movie, and literally nothing happened. There was the trial where we recap stuff that we already knew what happened. There's Arthur realizing what we already knew, that he is Joker. Like, Arthur and Joker are the same. It's not two separate things. He almost resents and regrets Joker almost, and like doesn't lean into it more, which is what I would have expected, right? He almost completely like takes it all back. Actually, he literally does, so much so that his super fan Lee is like, nah, I liked you for Joker. You're not Joker anymore. Like, wait, you said Joker's not real. Nothing happens in this movie. Nothing happens in this movie. And you know what was funny is that by the end of it, I was like, you're rolling your eyes when another song starts, because you're like, are they really singing now? And like, none of the singing led to anything else. None of the singing like added information. It was just them singing, kinda. You're just like, I guess we're singing now, some stuff, and now we're not singing anymore, right? And I was frustrated up until the end. He gets taken back to jail, and I'm like, I guess he's just gonna rot here or whatever. And then at the very end, when he gets killed, I was like, I had a range of emotions. First, I was like, what? I was like, he has to survive this. Somehow he survives, right? No, it's very clear that he's going to die. And then we realize that the guy that killed him is cutting the smile into his face. And it's presumed that maybe he's going to be the next Joker, or it's at least implied that the real Joker is going to come later and almost use this as inspiration. But that made it both better and worse for me, right? Because then it really clicked with me that like, oh, they really were not trying to make the Joker movie. Because then I went back and was watching some videos and reading some stuff, and they were like, yeah, they never said this was the Joker. They said it's Joker. It's about a Joker. and it's not the Joker, and Arthur Fleck was never actually the Joker. He was never gonna fight Batman or become that. It's just like, that almost makes you like feel like you're being slapped in the face. Like, okay, what a loophole, what a little oh, gotcha over 6 years. You thought this was the Joker? We told you it wasn't. He's not even the person. He's dead now. His story, his life meant nothing. This is a whole, a waste of time, to be honest with you. I love the first one, and now I feel like I don't even want to rewatch the first one for a while, because I'll be thinking about how it ends. He dies. He, I guess, becomes the inspiration for whoever is later supposed to be Joker. He completely makes great, and to be clear, I wasn't one of those people who thought that, like, yeah, everyone should be like how Arthur was in the first episode and just murder everybody and take down society. But society is pretty bad to people. All those points made sense. He wasn't justifying what he did, but people go crazy sometimes when they're treated poorly. And so that stuff would happen, and he ended up in jail. And then instead of leaning into it more, he just completely doesn't. I feel like the movie would have been so much better if he was like, you know what, I am doubling down on this. I'm going to kill, like all the scenes we saw in the trailer where he's like hitting the judge and all that. It was annoying to find out that all that stuff was like either imagined, actually no, yeah, all just imagined in his head during his singing and during his just montages that were in his madness in his mind. But it's like, what are we going mad for though? Like, what are we going mad for? The fact that society did this to you. Obviously, you had a terrible upbringing, but it's like, why not fully dive into it? And like, I would have been okay if he died, more so if it was him being killed by like police or something, because he somehow gets a gun and like shoots up the courtroom or something. Like, just something. Him and Harley really do escape. Like, I don't know. That's what I expected. I did not expect the whole movie to be basically him getting ready for his trial. Nothing happening in the trial. I was so annoyed at him doing like that voice in the trial, like, Mr. Puddles, what do you do? I was just like, what is this? Am I being laughed at? Like, am I being recorded while watching this movie? Like, as you can tell, I'm really frustrated. I really genuinely expected to like it more than most people, because I was like, there's no way these ratings are this low and like justified. There's no way. People just hate that it's a musical, and so they hate it. I was like, I don't love that it's gonna be a musical, but it can't be that bad. It was worse than I expected. It was not a good movie. It had no point. You could tell that there was like there wasn't a point of the movie. There's the only point the movie made was that he's not actually the Joker. Yeah, that's the only point the movie made. Nothing else happens in the movie. Nothing else happens. Nothing else happens. And that people will rally behind somebody who they think is not necessarily a martyr, but kind of like a figure for change or whatever. But like, when the said person that sparked the change backtracks because he likes a girl, and I don't know. It didn't make any sense. The movie was not good. I will probably never watch it again. I didn't hate everything about it. The acting was great. All of the acting, I think, was great. I think Joaquin Phoenix is amazing in it. I don't blame him for doing the role again. Get the money, bro. Get that money. You earned it with the first movie. Go ahead. But I bet you even he was like, what are we doing? So anyway, if you haven't seen the movie, well, I mean, there's no way you made it this far, because I definitely spoiled the movie. But it's not a good movie. It's not a good movie. It's not a good movie. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Praise God. Peace.